In the heart of the Rockies, this elite crew
Working on the railway is very dangerous. Every rule that's been written has been written in blood.
battles massive avalanches
Oh man, that thing is not small.
and monster icicles
It's Mother Nature you're dealing with. You just don't know what she's gonna do.
to keep a crucial supply line running through the mountains. The Canadian Pacific Railway. This extreme mountain passage is a critical lifeline to get fuel, food, and freight from coast to coast during the winter.
This train is the train that must not stop.
Heaven forbid if it does.
If the trains can't roll through this icy hell,
In the mountains, it's always a battle.
the country will grind to a halt. In the mighty Rocky Mountains, Canada's most extreme stretch of railroad clings to the edge of these ice-encrusted rocks. The Canadian Pacific Railway was built more than 135 years ago and snakes 5,000 kilometers across Canada. It's the steel backbone that ties the country together. The most challenging stretch of the route runs through these mountains,
Oh, it's fun this time of year.
where snow and ice can shut down the entire line.
It's very difficult to keep trains running. You have Mother Nature, the seasons, mechanical defects. There's always something that's up against us being able to keep the trains moving.
Working out here is a challenge. You have steep grades, tight corners, and lots of snow. It's all about being comfortable and knowing your area.
Overnight, a huge snowstorm buried large sections of track, making this mountain route nearly impassable.
Right now we had a lot of freezing temperatures, and then it snowed. Now there's a huge train delay. We'll mobilize the snowplow crew so then operations can continue on.
Okay, channel 16, copy that.
We've had quite a bit of fresh snow on the Selkirk Mountains. Our plow equipment is all set up, ready to do battle.
Last night's storm also left behind a massive buildup of snow on the mountain slopes.
Avalanche advisory, so that won't be considerable.
That's our avalanche advisory. Now we know what our conditions are. Today, they're considerable, almost as high as we get to safely run trains and safely work.
There's a really large snowpack up on the top of these mountains right now that has the potential to release naturally in the next coming few days, bury the tracks, close the railway for 24 to 48 hours while they clean it up. Trains will be backed up across the province and in turn a lot of financial loss.
The storm could not have hit at a worse time. 480 kilometers west of the Rockies, in the port of Vancouver, the biggest cargo ship to ever dock on Canada's west coast is delivering more than 13,000 containers for Canadian Pacific to haul east through the snow-clad Rockies. These containers are loaded with crucial supplies, from food to clothes, cell phones to computers, essential items for people from coast to coast. Dock workers race to stack the containers onto the train so they can send it on its way.
We got a clear signal.
In the lead locomotive, conductor Jim Smith, and engineer Geordie Hunter, who's been working on the line for 20 years.
The CP's hottest train is this train, Train 100, and they'll part the waters for us. This train is the hot train.
We have 26 loads on this train, no empties, so we got a fully stocked train.
It's got all the time-sensitive freight that just has to be there. It's a scheduled train and it has to be in Toronto at a specific time. They don't want to delay it whatsoever, so you get on and you're gone.
The average train length is 8,400 feet, but then potentially these trains could get as long as 13,000 feet. That's over 2 miles of train.
James and I are in charge of multi-millions of dollars worth of equipment here. This locomotive is worth almost $3 million. We have 3 of these on this train. And then you've got the containers with all the merchandise in them. It's a huge responsibility. But we're up for it, eh?
Yeah.
The Canadian Pacific crew must haul this important load worth around $50 million, 3,200 kilometers, from Vancouver to a rail yard in Vaughan near Toronto. The most treacherous part of the route is through the Rocky Mountains. First, they must guide their train through the snow-covered Selkirks, then the avalanche zone at Rogers Pass, before hitting the ice-encrusted Rockies.
Oh, I got a cold nose. It's cold outside. Every year there's always that one snowstorm, and this year we had massive dumps of snow across the mountain. The threat of an avalanche is always there, especially with the amount of snow we've been getting.